not familiar with the area I'm talking about, I put up these little signs tonight. Warning, proceed with caution. Next 100 yards, due to heat not being watered or maintained, these giant eucalyptus trees are literally dropping 3,000 pound plus branches just to stay alive. The trees are doing this to keep what little moisture they have left more centralized. Less branches equals more chance of living. Two 3,100 plus pound branches have fallen in the last 24 hours from two separate trees just ahead of you. One fell onto horse trail, one fell onto walking path in the middle of the day. If you hear a cracking noise coming from a eucalyptus, you must immediately move as far as possible from that tree. Good luck and may the force be with you. Tony T. I put one of these at both ends. So I am officially renaming this part of Ernie Hallett Trail as the Gauntlet. Let me explain why. Listen. That dog looks like it's gonna kill me. Dude, I'm making a video about all the big branches coming down, and there's one coming down right now.
Is that what I'm hearing? The cracking?
Yep. Here it comes, dude.
Holy!
Mom, what do you think it is? What keeps falling all the time?
That was like an avalanche. Oh my gosh!
Dude, this. Hold on. All right, so this literally, while I'm making the video about these 4,000 pound branches falling down all the time, we have this one. So this is two of very similar size eucalyptus branches falling in a 24-hour period. One on a walking trail and one on the horse trail. So what do you think of this? It just missed you guys. This is a what would you say, 5,000 pound branch?
That looked like it was pretty heavy. That's a major branch.
I spent 5 hours cutting this one up.
Well, how do I get to where you are?
We've had 4 branches come down, weighing 1,000 pounds plus each branch. And yesterday, this one came down. And 15 to 20 seconds before it came down, there was a trail guide, a dad, and his 2 daughters. And 15 seconds earlier, very, very bad things would happen. Another.
Here we have Eucalyptus globulus. This is an Australian introduction, a very successful tree in California in the wood. However, as a landscape tree, they're amazing. They're phenomenal. They're powerful, they're large, they grow fast, they create tremendous habitat, home for birds, lots of nests in the eucalyptus. And we see one of the key characteristics is this tremendous bark production that is typical of Eucalyptus globulus. We're here now in August, mid-August, and you see all the bark shedding that is taking place. So this is one that the fire guys don't like to see very much. This is fuel load in the canopy, so sometimes arborists will intentionally remove some of this material to clean up and tidy up the landscape and to take fuel load out of the trees.
Identifying a dead tree. Keep an eye out for brown, withered leaves on your eucalyptus tree, as this can be an early sign of a dying eucalyptus. If your eucalyptus tree begins to shed the bark on its trunk and branches, and is exposing a brown shade of wood underneath, it is most likely dead. Loss of leaves can also signify a dead tree.
Now, a lot of tree guys say you can't climb a giant eucalyptus tree without using spurs. Well, I say, bull pucky! thing to do, and it's a real good practice. You know, you can tell your clients, and it's the truth, that spurs spread diseases from tree to tree, and if you...
Eucalyptus globulus has been a successful windbreak tree. They're strong in the ground, they'll take a lot of wind. In strong wind, the up-pointing long leads of the tree, the multiple leader form of this tree, will pick up a counterbalancing harmonic rhythm. So as the first branches in the canopy receive the wind, they'll spring in, and then the branches and leaders deeper into the canopy, then they'll respond, and then the far fringe will respond, and they'll produce this counterbalancing, neutralizing force. This kind of a harmonic that the tree develops in the canopy prevents all of the wind loads from all being levered in the same direction at the same time. So they have this kind of neutralizing wind spill characteristic. Also, the branches, the lateral limbs and the leaves will stream out horizontally, and they'll flutter in the wind, and they'll dampen out those wind loads to the point that the tree does not fail. When they do throw limbs, they oftentimes tend to be fairly large. 4, 5, 6 inches in diameter are not uncommon for this species in just normal self-pruning wind throw. This is why we don't like to see them go in as close-in urban landscape trees. They should be inspected and pruned and groomed frequently to keep them free of dead wood, to keep them safe in the urban landscape.
G'day nature friends, Ranger Jamie here. I bet you've never noticed this before, but eucalyptus leaves, they point downwards on the tree. Why is this? It's so they can actually save water. It's a really, really cool thing. Next time you're out yourself on a bushwalk out in the Australian bush, look at a eucalyptus tree and take a look at its leaves. The leaves are never normally facing upwards, they're always generally facing downwards. It's super, super cool. Think about it. When is the hottest time of the day? It's around about midday, 12 o'clock, and where's the sun? Straight up in the middle of the air. So if the sun's straight up in the middle of the air, look at this. There's not that much surface area of the leaf to actually reach the sun. So that means this tree always stays cool during the hottest time of the day. How cool is that? Think about humans. If we're outside during the hottest time of the day at around about midday, what happens to us? We have to drink a lot of water. But when we're in the shade, we don't have to drink as much water. How cool is that? Thanks so much for watching, guys. I love it when people watch my videos and learn lots and lots of cool things. So please remember, when anyone ever comes up to you and says, "Oh, where did you learn that cool fact?" you can say, "Hey, Ranger Jamie taught me."
Is 82 years old. What you do is you take a tape measure, you go around, you get the centimeters, and you divide by 3.14, and then that number you multiply by 2.57, I think, and that'll give you the rough age. Here's the branch that fell right here, literally in the middle of the trail. Here's a picture. Took me a good 5 hours to chop that thing up because I didn't have a chainsaw. This eucalyptus tree is amazing. Look at that thing. So tell me, what happens if this branch comes down? I mean, that thing is just massive. It's got to be 4,000 pounds. Look what's right underneath it. The trails are so crowded on the weekends. All right, so here's a question. Do you think eucalyptus trees are flammable?
And it was associated with the eucalyptus trees. Now, the eucalyptus trees themselves are quite flammable, but the reason they're so explosively flammable is the shedding bark that comes off the trees.
But before he does, we have a ton of eucalyptus bark that's just everywhere, and it never gets taken away up here. It's literally covers the ground. And if you, they are beautiful. They are one of the tallest and fastest growing trees on the planet. They're almost prehistoric looking, you know?